Private member statements. I call the member for Northern Tablelands.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. I rise tonight to inform the House of a wonderful community event held for the second year over the weekend. On Saturday night, Bingara's iconic Roxy Theatre was converted into a community space of glitz and glamour as locals and visitors from far afield donned their best ball gowns and black tie outfits to come together to celebrate and have fun what is a very serious issue for rural and regional New South Wales. I speak, of course, of the Unleash the Black Dog Ball. It's a ball which raises money to fund mental health initiatives, specifically in rural and regional New South Wales. This, as I said, was the second annual ball. Last year, the ball held also in Bingara at the Roxy raised over $23,000 for this critical issue, a critical issue that afflicts far too many individuals and far too many communities in regional New South Wales. As we know, if you're a primary producer in country New South Wales, the most likely cause of your death is by your own hands. And that is a very sobering and terrible statement, which is sadly true. So the idea of the night is to raise awareness, to continue the discussion in our communities, but to raise important funds which go towards supporting programs and initiatives designed to assist people deal with the impacts of mental illness, but also help people survive bouts of depression, to reach out to get access to the services they need. Whilst we don't yet have a tally for fundraising on Saturday night, where we had a full house again, the live auction did raise over $17,000, and I want to acknowledge the organisers of the ball this year, Sarah Crump, Angela Pritchard and Nikki Rose, a very small committee, a committee of 3 young women, and very appropriately the emphasis of this year's ball was actually the impact that mental illness has on women in rural and regional New South Wales. We often think about males being impacted, and that is most severe, but female people in regional rural New South Wales are also impacted, particularly the wives of farmers or the partners of farmers that actually have to go through the terrible ordeal of watching their partner withdraw and unfortunately too often take their own lives. And Saturday night was dedicated to that. I also want to acknowledge some of the special guests that were there on the night. Of course, myself and my partner Carolyn were there this year again. We were joined by the Deputy Premier, John Barilaro, the Deputy Prime Minister, Barnaby Joyce, the Member for Parks, Mark Colton, as well as Senator John Williams, and of course the Mayor of Gwydir Shire, which Bingara is a proud community and part of, John Colton. It was again a magnificent evening to see people from all parts of the community come together to support a very important issue. I want to acknowledge all the sponsors that helped make the night possible to help raise the valuable funds. I also want to congratulate Claudia Cush and Lee Parks, who were judged to be the belle and the beau of the ball, a coveted prize on the night, which I'm sure will sit proudly on their mantelpiece in their pool rooms for many, many years to come. But quite seriously, Mr Temporary Speaker, I expect over the week when all the numbers are crunched, that this year we will have exceeded that $23,000 mark that was set at last year's ball. Again, I want to acknowledge Sarah, Angela and Nikki, also the Bingara Lions Club that did a lot of the work on the bar, which at any rural function, that is one of the most important parts of the function. But also they did the raffle to the chefs and all the wonderful staff that helped carry out the meals, organise the tables, organise the entertainment. It truly was a terrific night, bringing the community together to support a very important cause, a cause and an issue which continues to afflict far too many in country New South Wales. And if there's one thing I think that all of us are very proud to represent country New South Wales in this place, if there's one thing that we could do, forgetting for a moment about hospitals and police stations and schools, if there's one thing we could do, it would be to prevent people unnecessarily taking their lives because of the terrible issue and the terrible affliction of the black dog. Again, congratulations to all the organisers. A magnificent night.
I thank the member for Northern Table.